Henry Higgins, and as pre-production is coming to a close and we're getting ready to enter into production for the series, I figured it would be a good time to go over the rules. As you know, we're going to be doing an 11-part series looking to find the best movie of the last decade. That's 2010 to 2019. However, there are rules. And the rules basically are that there will be one episode per year, which will have the 10 best movies from that year. And each episode will have a winner, and in the 11th episode, we rank the winners of all 10 years. The top movie from that is our movie of the decade. So how are we going to do that criteria? Here are the rules of how the movies have been chosen. First rule is it must have been a movie that Josh or I have seen. And because of Josh's age, the early years of the decade will be dominated by movies that I have seen and chosen. However, that will balance itself out in the later years where Josh comes more to the fore, and there'll be movies where either he's seen them on his own or it's movies we've both seen. But either way, one of us, at least one of us, must have seen the movie. The movie also must have had a cinematic release. This is also important. The cinematic release year will be determined by the first territory that the film opened in. This is also important because certain movies may have opened in a territory at the tail end of a year, but then your territory at the beginning of the following year, or they may have had their first showing at a festival but didn't go and have a cinematic release till the following year. So it's the first territory that it was released in nationwide cinemas. That will be how we determine the year of the movie's release. The movie itself, though, does not need to have been watched in the year of release. We could have watched the movie, a 2010 movie, as recently as last week. It doesn't matter when we have seen the movie, the criteria is when the movie was released. And the last rule, the selection itself is based on the enjoyment when the movie was watched and our subjective feelings towards the movie. It's not solely on objective greatness, and because of that, there will be movies that, and it's a list, this is pretty much guaranteed, there will be movies where you believe it should be on the list and it's not. And that could be because either we haven't seen it, or we just didn't like it, or we didn't like it as much as the other movies on the list. There are movies where we can see the artistic merit and all the qualities and everything else, and objectively it's considered a fantastic movie, but it just wasn't for us. So there will be movies on these lists that you don't agree with. There will be movies on these lists that you do agree with but feel should be higher or lower. And there will be movies that you want on the list and can't believe another movie made it. That's the nature of top 10s, that's the nature of lists, that's the nature of favourites and opinions. And we look forward to showing you this series. We look forward to going over all of your comments, your opinions on what movies made the cut, what movies didn't make the cut, whether they were placed too high, whether they were placed too low. And I hope you join us on the journey as we go through the decade year by year till we get to the final episode. You stick with us to find out what we have chosen as our movie of the decade. Leave your comments, we look forward to all of it. But thank you very much for watching this today. Thank you for taking the time. We'll see you again soon. Look out for links and posts and teasers for when the first episode will actually air. Stay safe, wear a mask. We love you all. We cherish your interaction, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.